just coming back off my first holiday. Everyone prepares you for the flight. Everyone prepares you for the turbulence. Everyone prepares you for weird strangers next to you with their toes out. No one prepares you for the... But let me even set the scene. So on a 2E flight, there's like 9 seats in a row. So there's 3 seats in the middle, the aisles, and then the 3 seats on the side. So I'm sitting on the left-hand side and I'm sitting on the outer seat in the middle of the aisle. I'm on this outer bit, it's easy for me to get to the toilet. So when I need to go, I just get up and I go. So I've hopped out, I'm in the aisle, I'm walking down the aisle. I get to the flight lady, what's she called? The flight attendant. And I'm like, oh, excuse me, where's the toilet? And she's like, it's just there. She points to this little like, there's like lines on the door. I'm looking for the door handle. And then I see a little thing, so, and then it's just a hand. So I'm just thinking, what's that there for? I push the door folds into itself like origami. Do you know what it even felt like? Do you know those movies, yeah? There's a library shelf and there's a book and then they take out the book in the door and some mad trap door. And I just see the toilet sitting there looking at me. I'm looking at the toilet. Toilet's looking at me. And now this is where my trauma begins. I go into this little pod, I do my business. I pull up my trousers and I just hear this loud, irritating, soul-shaking noise. Bear in mind, this is my first time on a plane. I'm in the toilets thinking, oh my gosh, the plane is going down. Like, it's gonna be so sad on BBC News when it's like, oh, Alicia, 21 years old, it would have been her first holiday. So I'm in that little tiny cubicle, cheeks clenched, about to face my fate. And then I realized, like, the plane's not going down. That's just the sound of the flipping flush. That must have been what Jonah heard when he was in the belly of the whale. So I realized the plane's not going down. I'm trying to get out of there. So I hurry up. And then I hear these sounds again. Like bare blender in the water. All you're trying to do is run tap. So after my very traumatic experience, I've gone back to my seat now. I'm just trying to play the games on the screen. Like there's this, if you've ever been on a 2E flight, there's this Japanese game where like you change the shapes and you have to fit the shape into a shape. I forgot the name of it. It begins with T. I'm here thinking life's good, jolly. And it's 5.5 hours into the flight. I need the toilet again. So now, after that first traumatic experience, I now have to re-experience that traumatic experience again. So I'm back in the toilet now. All I'm trying to do is get in and get out. I go back in, I'm pulling down my... Okay, I don't need to go into that much detail, but I'm in there, doing my business. And then I see the origami start to fold. Are they gonna make a bird? Are they gonna make a plane? Are they going to make a duck? And then I realized it's not someone trying to make origami. It's someone trying to fold the origami to get into the bathroom because someone needs it. Why? Because I didn't lock the flipping door. But this is a big problem because I'm peeing, like, so I'm having to multitask. Before I continue, let me give you a bit of physics, yeah? If a plane is trying to land in New York and it happens to be on a 2-degree bearing to the right or to the left, it will land in a completely separate destination. That's all I'm gonna say in terms of how I managed to close the door and continue peeing at the same time. So now I'm finished, I just run back to my seat, the end. I've learned a lot of life lessons from this embarrassing experience. Number 1 is face fears while they're small. I waited until the last minute to go back to those plain toilets because I was scared. By the time I got to those toilets, I was desperate. And because I was desperate, I wasn't thinking properly. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to wet myself. I wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't close this door, someone's gonna come into the toilets and the whole plane's gonna see my front. Maybe if I left a bit earlier, I would have still been in my rational mind and I would have locked the door. The longer you take to face your fears, the more time that those little fear monsters have to eat. And the more they eat, the stronger they get and the harder they are to get rid of. So the second thing I learned is to stand your ground. I'm the underdog in this situation. So just know that if you stand your ground, you can still win. Because I pushed that door from the inside while squatting over a toilet and I beat the average human being who's just minding their business on the outside. Okay, and the third thing is, there will be losses within your wins. I saved myself from having the toilet door open because I forgot to close it. But on the other hand, I peed a bit too much to the left of the seat. So there'll be losses in the wins, but that's okay. It kind of reminds me of like how in school, in English, You write a paper, you get to the end, you swap with the person next to you, and they write you this thing called a what went well and EBI. What went well is like what you did well, EBI is your even better if. Even if you got 100% on that paper, you're still getting an even better if, because you can always improve for next time. So just know that even in your wins, there can still be losses. There's always place for improvement. And that's okay, it's normal, it's a part of life. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Thanks so much for watching. I hope there was some sort of inspiration in the fact that
I need to wet myself.
And until next time, Alicia, see you.
Can't lie, like, I've just stopped trying. Because when I try too hard, I just get really annoyed. It wasn't really like me wetting myself, it was just a little bit of a... Yeah, it was kind of like that.